Hey everyone, thank you for stopping by Living to Do's review of Married at First Sight, Season 17, Episode 22, called Doubts, Dilemmas, and Drag. Before I get started with the review, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it, and I thank you in advance. So, let's get started with this episode. Honestly, it didn't really, they just need to stop. Honestly, they're not doing and they're not providing much entertainment or anything. It's just the never-ending dull season. But let's go ahead and get started with this, and we'll speak about Emily and Chloe. They went on a walk, and they were talking about Emily and Chloe were talking about a meeting that Chloe had with Dr. Pia. And she said it wasn't really a good meeting. And she thought that Dr. Pia was blowing up what she thought were minor issues. She was calling Chloe inauthentic, and that hurt Chloe's feelings. She was saying things like, Chloe not knowing her mother-in-law because Michael thought it was best because of his prior relationship. He, wanted to make sure things were more secure before he let his mother know about it. And Dr. Pia thought, them not deciding about living arrangements or not living together after marriage because of they have leases. They both have a lease, and Michael thought, they should wait till the lease is up before moving in. Um, and Chloe was okay with these things, so she thought. I think after while talking to Emily, she, I think she began to think that, it did bother her that her mother-in-law, she didn't know her and she didn't know her mother-in-law. And it bothered her that they were not going to move in together. She just sided with Michael when she said that. She really wanted to move in together. So later she talked to Michael to find out, to justify his decision. And he went on to say, and I think he did say prior to this that, the situation with his mother, he just wanted to, make sure it was solid before he spoke up. In case things didn't work out, there was no reason to put her through that. And the living arrangements, he just thought no one would rent to them because they had 5 animals. And I thought that was a weak excuse. You live in Denver. They have nothing but land up there. They probably have so many ranch homes that would welcome animals. So I don't know what he thought when he said that. I just thought that, to me, it was just an excuse. So they do go house hunting. And they look at a place, and it's the takeaway for me was that the rent on this place was $4,800 a month. $4,800 a month in Denver? Is rent really that high? Wow. Well, that was my takeaway of that. So let's talk about Claire. Claire sends a happy birthday text to Cameron, and she gets no response. Duh. After what she did to him, she's surprised after she tried to micromanage his confessionals with the text he was sending over. She was sending over to him while he was talking to the producers or whatnot. I hope she can see on the playback when she watches this how she manipulated the man. And I think everybody else that was watching, even her friends, I thought she could tell by that controlling text. Now she says she's aggravated She's aggravated. She's aggravated. Was he ever allowed to be aggravated? She's just aggravated that her evil plans didn't work. I just think Claire makes me think she's a fraud now. She she is so flawed to be a therapist. So flawed. I know people are not perfect, but she's just too flawed to me to be a therapist. Crazy, crazy. Becca was talking to her mother about Austin, of course, and she feels like she's mourning Austin, and in this process she's having second thoughts and she's crying a lot. Poor Becca. But I think she made the right decision. And later we see that Michael and Austin go boxing, and Austin looks real sad. He doesn't know where the relationship stands. He's in a sunken place. And what I wonder is their producer producing their scenes still? That is awkward. So weird. Or was she let go and not affiliated with the rest of the filming at this point? I wonder. I wonder if Becca had to be in a room with her at any point after that, and she's the cause of her marriage breaking up. Very, very weird. Okay, let's talk about Orion and Lauren. He's sending her confusing text. So she's sending out a text back to him trying to set up boundaries. So when he finally responds to her, he says that he waited to respond because he wanted to send a thorough text, and then he just sends a thumbs up emoji. And he doesn't say anything. But later I thought to myself, he is so weird, and because of that, she really doesn't want anything to do with him. It's just too weird for her. But he was telling the guys later, he spoke to them and saying that, I guess that was like putting a pause on it, that he needed to think about her long text and he would get back to her. But the thumbs up didn't really clarify that. So I think that you're sending a weird message to Lauren where you stand and how you feel, because she thinks he's just not, he doesn't, I guess he doesn't respond back. Somebody who talks a lot and wants to explain things and have all these conversations, he keeps leaving her on pause or something. He doesn't clarify anything. Or not even that. Maybe it's that he goes back and forth. And that to me is, you're not being clear on your intentions. I don't know. Okay, so let's talk about Lauren. Lauren says she's in a good place. She says she was married at first sight and divorced at first fight. So true. So true for a lot of them. After one little hiccup, they were out the door. So after all this, the guys and the girls get together, and we learn that Chloe doesn't feel like she's not doing well. Well, she's preaching to the choir because none of them did well. And we find out that when he's talking to the guys, that he feels drained, but he's on the same page with Chloe. So the process, I guess it does take its toll on you, and it can be draining. Even though if you like the person, you're falling for the person, sometimes so much is happening at once, you just can't sort out your feelings. And Michael's hiding this from his family. I don't know if he's torn about that. But that was interesting to see Michael being drained about the process. And Cameron, he didn't make it to the guys' group meeting. Cameron said he's done. He's focusing on his health. So after that, it was one other scene. It was Michael gets back to the apartment and he's finding Chloe in bed, and he wakes her up and he tells her that he has some doubt about the marriage, which surprises Chloe. And Chloe thinks to herself, is it because she was pushing to have a shared space living together right after decision day? Did that plant seeds of doubt in him? And I think he's kind of saying, kind of, sort of, maybe. But I just liked that he was able to have a real mature conversation with her, um, knowing what he felt and why he felt it. Being pushed to a shared space wasn't really what he wanted to do right away, and he effectively communicate. He was able to communicate everything that he was feeling, and actually addressing it to her, being man enough, strong enough to face her with his feelings that kind of went against what she was feeling, and to allow her to be upset and process what he had just told her. I just really like this couple because I love the way they communicate. It's something that the other couple should learn and look back on and learn and see if that's something that they should have done and will do in, their future relationships. I thought it was a great takeaway. I thought it was a great way to end the episode. But this season just needs to stop. It's just a lot, an hour and a half. We could have learned all of this in a half hour. Oh, it's just kind of hard to get through. But that is it for now. Thank you for staying with me to the end. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it, and I thank you in advance. But I gotta go because I got living to do. Bye.